Google Tina Heals and have a look at my work. I write, I make videos, I also go live on Facebook and other social media platforms where I do intuitive tarot reads and psychic guidance. So check out my body of work. Now, what are we talking about today? Today we are talking about astrological personality types. What does that mean? Now, if you follow astrology and you are a neophyte, as in a beginner, then you probably know only your sun sign. So you have a date of birth, which is whatever, whenever, and you check out whatever sign the sun was in that very moment of your birth, and you consider yourself to be that sign. But that is a very small part, not really a small part, because the sun is the most luminous entity in our solar system, but still, the sun, remember, in astrology is how you project yourself to the world. So your external self is the sun. Now your moon is your emotional body, your connecting body, your family body, your family, how you react with family, what you believe about family, okay? Habits, patterns, okay, is the moon. Now, once you put them together, you can truly understand a personality much better. For instance, the sun sign can never quite tell who they really are because that is the way they project themselves. But if you really want to know their deepest and their innermost core, then it is the moon you have to look at, you know, and the moon sign will tell you how they've been nurtured, how they will nurture, how they connect, how they love, how they feel. Okay, so now this video will deal with a Gemini moon and Cancer sun. Before I progress, this is such an interesting combination because Gemini really can't feel and they think and communicate all the time. Cancer is the very start when the soul starts to feel in the zodiacal wheel. So Cancer is the first water sign, and in Cancer, we find the emotions really taking place. So here we've got Gemini, which is where your moon is at, which is already disrupted because the moon is really uncomfortable in Gemini. The moon wants to feel, the moon wants to connect, and here Gemini is all over this place, scattered, running helter-skelter from one point to the other. So that does not make the moon happy, you know. The moon is not happy in Gemini, and the sun is not really happy in Cancer either. So there is that inherent dichotomy that will go on, that polarity that, you know, your planets are not comfortable where they are, okay? And now, remember, the moon is very comfortable in Cancer, it rules Cancer. So here you've got this very interesting Cancer and Gemini interaction. Within yourself, you don't feel as deeply as how you may express yourself. Family, you may show a lot more emotion than what you feel. Now that's not bad because it's just the way your emotional makeup is not that emotional. It's not that sentimental, because Geminis are notorious for putting words into everything. They cannot sit quietly. They are very bad at meditation. Most people who tell me that, oh, we can't sit still, I always look at where Gemini is for them. Most of the talkative, gossipy people have a lot of Gemini. That's quite prominent. That is not to say all Geminis are gossipy or bitchy, but that's just the way they express. I mean, oftentimes they're not even trying to be bitchy or gossip really, but the inherent need for verbal diarrhea gets Geminis in trouble. So there could also be communication problems with the mother if moon is ill aspected in Gemini, of course, but And Cancer being the sign of the mother, and your sun is there, your father, your yang is placed there. So with this placement, there could be conflict at home. Of course, you have to look at the natal chart, but with Cancer's sun, I often say that there is a huge need for emotions, like everything is so very emotional that the Gemini can get frustrated. So internally, you're probably getting frustrated by the way you're expressing your emotions to the world. And if that is going on and you are just expressing your emotions and you don't want to express, then find a way to balance that. See, once you confront the energies you're faced with, then half the work is really done. I mean, that's how I balanced myself. When I understood whatever archetypes I'm working with and how I plan to work through each archetype, learn from them, assimilate them, then purge whatever I don't need and move on. That's what you need to do. That's why you have 12 signs. And if you have a moon in Gemini, you're one of 12 people on earth who have Gemini. So 1/12 of the world is Gemini moon, okay? Because the zodiac is cut in 12 signs. So you have the necessity to communicate internally, but you're very emotional. The way you project yourself is you have this real emotional soft side to you. Now, figure out how you can use communication in your family, or how you can create communication to build a foundation on something that deals with fourth house issues. Fourth house is a foundation. So maybe you can be a real estate person, or maybe you can really look at being a mother figure and really consulting with children. That could be a good option for you. But if you have your sun that's also ill aspected in Cancer and has problematic conversations, then your emotional body and your intellectual body may be in conflict. And that is something that, again, you've got to first address and then figure out how you're going to correct that imbalance. Because a personality only can develop to its optimal level with balance. We've got to understand a bit of everything, a bit of communication, a bit of beauty, a bit of love, a bit of finances, a bit of structure, a bit of dissolution, a bit of mysticism. That is what the samsaric wheel comprises of. Every single archetype, every single experience is embedded within that that cosmic akashic field, so to say. So think it's all right, but know when to speak and when not to. And you may have problems with family if, again, sun moon have some sort of difficult conversation, so figure that out. But beautiful place for expressing your compassion, really awakening that compassion. Writing is very effective, again, about maybe a blog about your child if you have the moon in Gemini and your sun in Cancer. Maybe something to do with restoration, renovation, whatever it is, figure that out. But communication is important, and what you make of communication, how you communicate, and what you don't communicate. Aloneness and silence are two important things for Geminis. I hope you like that video. Don't forget to be my subscriber. Like, comment, share, means so much. See you soon in the next installment. This is Tina from Tina Hill signing off. Bye-bye.